The one thing I did during ISO, right, like outside of design shit, la 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 la. One thing I did a lot of was watch a lot of videos on weird history. Weird, for some reason, weird history, and I was watching a lot of the Catch a Predator videos.
Oh yeah, I did the same.
T-Cap, yeah. Chris Hansen.
I did the
Actually,
same. YouTube?
Yeah. I got a friend of mine in the States who I've known for like 10 years, and for years, because she's always like moving houses, jobs. I remember once I called her up randomly, like we WhatsApping like years ago. Look, what are you doing? She was sitting in her car, and her car was filled with furniture. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, quit my job. This is my last day. I've just finished, and I'm moving to like another county or something. I'm like, why? Had enough. And that's the type of person she is. Just moves, changes up if she doesn't like something, whatever. So I've had this ongoing joke about how she just changes her identity, and then eventually I'd see her on T-Cap.
Yeah.
So like I'd send her the Chris Hansen slide in like GIF every now and then. Her birthday was like a couple of weeks ago, so I got her a cameo of Chris Hansen wishing her a happy birthday, but like doing the whole like, we've been watching you, we've got the transcripts, la la la. But the one thing I was doing was watching weird history and picturing all these places all over the world, different time periods, and that's why Crusader Kings really sort of, I was intrigued with it. And two, T-Cap, finding these predators and then seeking the footprint online to see what actually happened to them at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's weird. I don't know if it was the ISO thing, but it was like reading into the insight and fully doing the background on all these dudes and what happens to them after you've been... Like, think about it. Do you remember when we were kids, right? I don't know if you remember this, but it would have come up for sure, man. There would be some kid that shoplifted or something, and they were talking about public shaming the kid, like making him wear like a sandwich board with like, I'm a thief. And they were worried about the kid growing up and being shamed and like wouldn't be able to get a job and all this crap. That's how like naive we were when we were like 10. Before social media, before public exposure. Someone actually said it the other day. Pete Evans, right? Have you seen the whole thing that's come down with him?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, Pete Evans is.
Yeah, the psychopath.
Psychopath.
Yeah.
I got into a whole thing about this. Literally last night, I was finishing up from here, and it just popped up on my phone on Insta. And this is someone I'm like, this is a cousin of mine, actually, like, to be honest. And this post came up, and I explained to you guys, right? And this is when I started thinking about the whole thing. Hang on. Okay. She posted a picture of the complete gut health cookbook with, Paleo Pete Evans. Right? And she goes, cancel culture at its finest. This book has been in our household for years. I love this book. I love that he's so passionate in his views. He doesn't back down despite all the bullies trying to bring him down. He has every right to share his views. I have every right to hear him out if I choose to. I don't need anyone to tell me what I should and shouldn't do. My judgment will not be clouded with the fear and anxiety the media tries to feed us every day. Do you guys know what happened with Pete Evans?
Recently, in the last day, week, there's a lot that's been going on.
6 months.
I know he brought out a lamp that can cure COVID for $50,000.
Did he?
How about that one? Is that in your fucking book?
I didn't know that.
Brought a lamp out for $50,000 that said it cures
some
COVID.
UV sort of lamp thing.
It's a fucking lamp. He glued it together. You can tell he glued it together.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? It's a lamp, right?
Yeah.
And you know those kids things that go around and above the cot? So it looks like those are stuck to it and they're just going around the lamp. That's what it is, man.
I'm just picturing when Homer releases the car. And it's like, when he makes the car, and they release it, and it's just on that big spin.
The carousel.
What the hell is that?
What the hell is that?
I'm ruined.
$82,000.
And he's just standing there waiting.
All right. He's basically one thing that he did was release a lamp that supposedly cures 99%.
I didn't know that. I just thought it's because he was like all like anti-mask and
anti-mask, anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
Lamp cures COVID. It's all a conspiracy. Basically putting the tinfoil hat on, like nice and tight.
Yeah.
His latest thing that got him canned was he shared a meme that had a neo-Nazi symbol in it.
Oh yeah. It was a neo-Nazi symbol?
Yeah,
Oh,
confirmed. It was a neo-Nazi symbol.
It's an actual neo-Nazi, or is it like an obscure thing that people say is a neo-Nazi?
It's a well-known,
legitimate.
No, fair enough.
Historical.
Fair enough. There's stuff,
And he shared some meme.
Yeah.
Apparently just saying how, like, the meme itself was like, it's woke as opposed to being asleep, like it's the new movement sort of thing.
Okay.
All right? And that was the last straw. It's like, all right, mate, you're done. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, like, the tinfoil hat was a start. The lamps and his stupid diet things. Like, it was basically telling people, it was giving people, like, medical advice, even though he's not a doctor.
Yeah.
spurious medical advice. So it's like, dude, like, you can't do that. People are going to die. Like,
I mean, other doctors...
Cook your food, stay in the kitchen, and shut up.
Well, doctors were saying to him, like, go and get checked. You need help. Like, openly saying it.
Could be a case of, like, you know, people who are... I'm not defending the dude, but, you know, like how people who are in the spotlight, they get the attention.
Pressure. Yeah.
And they're loving it, and then maybe to hold on to it, they just start...
But he's been pretty quiet for a little while.
All right. Well, this is what I said to, like...
I'm not invested in Australian media.
No, I see why, though.
This is what I said. Okay, it's nothing to do with cancel culture. Okay, his views are not only misleading, unfounded, and baseless. Okay, they're also dangerous.
Yeah.
He can cook. He should have just left it there. And as a joke, I said, remember when Mariah thought she could act? We're lucky we only, like, copped glitter. You know what I mean? Then she fired back, said, you know, you would think that a chef who also took an interest in health would be in the prime position to concern himself with medical matters.
But that's the thing.
He's not a doctor, he's a chef.
Yeah.
These chefs are trying to, like, because I remember, like, on some of these morning shows, they'd have, like, this gut nutritionist, and then she'd start talking about, like, all right, good, this food's good for your stomach, all right, good on you, yeah. But then she's talking about, but this will help you with fighting, like, these certain diseases. I'm like, stay there.
Yeah.
Tell me about the gut food. I don't want to know about tuberculosis. Yeah. You know, just do that. Keep going with that. It's, you know.
Hang on. I've got to read all this out to you so you understand. And it says, you'd think that a chef would also take interest in health, blah, blah, blah. Consider what Hippocrates, the father of medicine, whose entire philosophy was based around let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So, yeah, someone that is involved with food and with health fits the bill. Mariah being a singer, which is a part of the art, and a natural extension into acting, unfortunately did not work out for her in glitter. Let's give her some credit for Precious. This has everything to do with cancel culture. His books were removed from stores because his views and recent memes that were posted, not because his cookbook is misleading, unfounded, baseless, and dangerous. And I said, his cookbook is fine. It's his views that are dangerous as fuck. Bill Cosby was one of America's most beloved comedians and father figures until it became clear that he'd been plying women with Rohypnol since the 70s, and that's what happens when you do shitty shit. You ruin your life.
Yep.
Paleo Pete took his platform in a time of worldwide pandemic to share Nazi memes and unfounded conspiracy theories. Yeah, nah. Being a good cook doesn't make you a doctor, no matter how many times you say it. I'm still trying to sue Dr. Pepper for malpractice. Right? Anyway, she fires back. So if Pete's cookbooks are fine, then why are they being pulled off the bookshelves? Oh, that's right, because Mariah started in Butterfly didn't, right? By the way, you're basing your views on actions of a 90-year-old geriatric who date rape women via celebrity status or a soft drink with a medical degree. I said, no, I'm trying to put it into context. Evan's books aren't being pulled because he's a bad chef. They're being pulled because he's a fucking lunatic. Rather than risk the association, the mass corporations responsible for the livelihood of hundreds of thousands, it's easy. They've just cut ties. The same way Chris Benoit tributes were removed from WWE networks after it became apparent that he murdered his son and his wife.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they pulled his name from the records. They pulled his name from everything. Same way Spacey was cut from House of Cards and removed from his last major motion picture.
Yeah.
Consequences for being a degenerate. Even if you buy into Evan's lunacy, that's on you. But his rhetoric is dangerous and misleading. So no one's going to come and take your books. But unlike the copy of Mein Kampf under my Christmas tree, written by a sociological genius who arguably shaped modern Germany. Right? Dude, it leads into that dictator thing that we were talking about, right? Think about it like this. She's saying that, you know, he's only standing up for his thing and it's his opinion and we're allowed to listen and blah, blah, blah. I'm saying it's because he's a douchebag and he's got these dangerous views and stupid advice that are going to hurt people. And then the neo-Nazi thing was like the kicker. They've pulled his books from the shelves because they're saying we don't want to sell his books because he, the person, is a lunatic.
And they have the right to.
Yeah. She's saying it's ridiculous, blah, blah, blah,
well, they're publishers, yeah, that's right. They have the right to do, they can do what they want with.
And that's their opinion as he has his opinion. So in order for her to come out and say, oh, they're doing this and they can't do that and oh, this is wrong. Well, that's their opinion though. That's what they believe in and that's what they want to do. Everyone double standards it. That's what I hate about opinions. Everyone's like, oh, you can't tell me what to do and I'm going to do this, but I believe in him. Well, that's your opinion to listen to him. It's my opinion to not listen to him, but you're telling me I'm wrong.
But this is the thing, yeah?
You can't do that.
Woolies, right, or Coles or whoever, are in their right to pull the book.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what, he doesn't represent what our brand is anymore.
Exactly.
Screw him, right? If you want to, like, tune into his podcast or his Instagram live or whatever, you can do it. So, well, you're right. Course, you still have your books.
You just don't have access. Yeah, that's right.
I'm right in that, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
like, that's not off base. Like, I am.
No, say it again. Sorry, one more time, please. If
you want to keep following the individual, that's on you.
Yeah.
But you can't hang it on another person or an organisation for choosing to distance themselves from something that is not debatable. It's fact. Evan's advice is harmful.
Yeah.
Not only that, like his views are misleading, and his opinions are dangerous. And considering he's in the public sphere, he's got influence over things. So
yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that people are getting, like the people that are defending him, which this is just from what I've heard, which is our conversation now. So I haven't heard anything, but I think it's a lot of the times we're like, well, you're getting rid of this person, you're cancelling because you don't like what they're saying.
Yeah,
that's what they're hearing, just because it's not agreeing with your opinion.
Yeah,
so they feel because I like his opinion, I like what he's saying, they feel personally attacked.
Exactly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
They feel personally attacked. Well, this guy's a douchebag. So they're not hearing you say this person's a douchebag. They're hearing you say you're a douchebag.
Yeah.
Because you like
It's not even about the character of the person. It's about the substance of what they're saying. It's dangerous advice and xenophobic.
But that doesn't exist anymore nowadays.
But she wouldn't see it.
Of the person.
Yeah, she wouldn't see it as dangerous advice. She'd say, this guy is more smart than the next person who doesn't believe in.
Do you know what really bothered me, man?
And do you know what that means? That means they're dumb fucking people. I'm sorry to say it straight up.
This really bothered me. Do you know one thing that I've noticed in ISO pop up consistently on my social media, and I'm lucky I haven't run into anyone that's
I know where you're going.
Where am I going?
You're going to be talking about the recent mask and everything, the way that people are handling it, and the way that people
I know what he's talking about. It's the recent election. Not the election, the recent vote. There was possible.
Well, it's everything, though. It's lined up with everything. The election, the COVID, the Dan Andrews thing, everything.
The possible tampering, the possible vote fraud.
Yeah.
The numbers finally came in. We have the results. And it's official. It's official that water is better than milk.
I'm good with this.
Piss off, man.
I'm good with this.
I sculled like a litre of milk when I got home, man, last night. I was so thirsty. No. This is something... Forget the mask thing, right?
Yeah.
I could discuss the masking forever, and we can if you'd like, but...
Look, I agree with... Look,
No. Hang on.
The mask, I got no problem with
this
the mask.
This is something that's popped up on my social media as means of, like, coping with ISO, right?
Yeah.
Because, like... I mean, you guys saw, like, when all the Italians were, like, singing from their balconies, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, my God, how beautiful is this? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This is humanity. This is so real. And then
we took a month of voice for people to turn on each other. You piece of crap animal.
Dude, it took the threat of lockdown here for people to start losing their minds. Yeah. You can't keep us locked in. It's like, what happened to the beautiful love in the Italians, man?
Like, this is fair income. I'm going to say this fair income. Like, I don't like always going back to history. This is unique, this situation. No, I'm serious. This is essentially a plague, all right? This is a plague.
It's happened.
It's a plague.
It's happened before. It's happened a few times.
I mean, it's a plague. I mean, come on.
Please,
come on. I mean,
it doesn't happen often to this scale, but it's happened a few times.
I mean,
No, it's happened, but it's happened in places that don't affect rich white people.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That's true.
And that's the only reason they're ground and pounding this thing. I said...
Wait, wasn't it in England?
What?
It was in Europe.
It was in Europe.
No. I'm saying now, modern plagues.
Modern?
I mean, recently...
Think of recent...
it was a Spanish flu.
No, think of recent, yeah? Dude, Zika, SARS, MERS, all these were...
those are third world...
Yeah, they were third world, man.
Yeah.
They were third world.
This is worldwide, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, but what I'm getting at is, like, the characteristics of how people are behaving.
Yeah.
This isn't unique.
Yeah.
Like, people think, how can you be acting like this? Read a history book. Go back to...
They won't. No more.
Go back to 1200. All right? You look at when the Black Plague was around. The difference is they just didn't have social media.
Yeah.
You were finding people in Rome that lived in Rome in Sicily. They would, like, as you found people from Victoria in Queensland. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Different languages, no social media.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The way people behave, the way they act, they could not be locked down. They dealt with revolts because they didn't want to be locked up because they wanted to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's nothing is unique about this.
I quoted you on the last podcast I did by myself.
Oh, thank you.
I said, he came good with one quotable. It's like people don't like being told what to do.
Yeah.
That's
as simple as that.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to.
No.
Yeah.
The whole thing that I was going by was, this is the one, like, everyone is, like, either reinvented themselves, used COVID to, like, start a business, or, like, it's all, like, small stuff, like, cookies, and, like, making biscuits at home and selling them, like, little, which is fine, I got no problem with that, right? I did the same thing. the one thing that annoyed me was all the people turning to astrology and tarot. Do you know how many people popped up on my social media?
I'm so glad I don't have social media, man. Seriously.
I'm serious? So many people popped up advertising that they now do tarot. Like, they're now oracles.
There's news to me. I haven't seen that.
I'm telling you now, man. You go through my search feed, just randoms. Like, now I do tarot. I do crystals and all that sort of shit. Charging people like $50 a session or whatever. Like, how are you? Like, how? How's this horoscope shit
they
come
went
into
to
play now?
university. They did a 4.5 year course.
The spirit realm, then, is of no use until it's of profit.
I'm going to print that on my ass.
Get a tattoo on your leg.
Can I be honest, right? I've never deleted anyone off Facebook. This year is the first time I've cleared out my social media just because of the crap people post.
Yeah.
And mainly it's like, they're going to make a vaccine, and I'm telling you now, if you take the vaccine, there's a little tablet in there, and it's got a little device in that tablet, and in that tablet...
This is where it really pissed me off, man.
Yeah.
You had idiots, right, that have done nothing their entire lives. All of a sudden, they're epidemiologists, experts, they're scientists, but they don't trust scientists.
Yeah.
They've trusted scientists literally their entire lives until now, when the scientist said, stay home because you're going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get someone sick.
You know what's interesting?
When he does that, then you know.
No, this is vetting. Like, say, on, there's this Bunker Joe. He's just some guy, and from the very start of this whole virus, he was posting threads on Imager, just like about infections and like the numbers for each country. And you keep hearing him say, this isn't a particularly fatal virus. Only 1% of people die. I'm like, all right, man, there's like millions of people dead now. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I looked at his numbers finally for the first time in about 5 months last week, and it was like worldwide 50 million people infected, 100 million people infected. Of that, no, that's not right. Let's say 50 million. How many people?
Am I going to have to edit this?
I don't know. But it was like 100 million.
Just give it, whatever.
What's 1% of 100 million?
1,000? A million.
A million?
A million.
How many deaths do you think there were? It was 10, like a million, like the 1% of whatever it is, 100 million. It was literally 1%, and it showed like recovered, 99%, deaths, 1%. I was like, freaking hell, like...
Yeah, got it right.
It's right, like it's 1%, but it's still a million people dead.
That's what bothers me, right? People are like, more people die from the flu, blah, blah, blah. It's like, hang on, wait a second, man.
But the infection rate is completely different.
Number one, this thing spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's going to literally clog up our hospital systems. If everyone gets infected and has to go to hospital, they might not die. We don't know the effects long term, but... Okay, let's say 1% of people die. Why should 1% of people die if you just wear a fucking mask and everyone lives?
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Why? Why?
Because people don't like to be told what to do.
There you go.
Like a father to a son.
Yeah.
That's a good boy.
But you look at like Southeast Asian countries, and they all wear masks when they get the common cold.
Yeah,
they all wear a mask. They all just put the mask on. And if they don't feel like they're safe because they might be on a train, they'll wear a mask again. It's been happening for...
I think just people have just, like, not... It's just the complacency and the confidence of, like, this is the world, like, we can do what we want. We're invincible, And then this comes along and it's like, well, I still want to live in that mindset.
The things that really irritated me about it, right? Like, I get it, people want to question what the government says, people are going to question when their freedoms are being, oppressed, right? Oppressed, I use that word loosely, like you know that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe in any
You
way.
want oppression, Dim. I got a phone full of links.
Just look at his last playthrough through Crusader Kings. The gulag just throws everyone in the hole. You die. No. The thing that bothered me the most was that all of a sudden we're questioning things that, like, dude, okay, look at this way, yeah? I can't remember who I was watching this interview the other day, like, I was on something like, Bill Maher or whatever, yeah? It was just pundits. And there was a guy who was like, wasn't an epidemiologist. It was what was he? It was something to do in science or medicine, something that would have taken schooling. Yeah, like, so he's not an idiot, right? He's book smart, proven, tested, but he doesn't specialize in science or whatever in that field. And he goes, I trust the science because I'm still happy to get in my car and use the GPS. I don't understand it, but I trust that people smarter than me have figured it out.
Yeah.
That's where our money goes. We invest in the science, we invest in technology to get these little things. Dude, the GPS in your car was put together by scientists. You know what I mean? The satellite was launched by scientists. you take a Panadol. That's a scientist behind that Panadol, man. It's not just some,
Well, we're not specifying. We're talking about like engineers, obviously, and all that, but smart fucking people.
We trust that there are people smarter than us to do the things we can't do, like drive cars. But all of a sudden, these geniuses read like a couple blurbs on the net
that someone's put together, probably
or hear some rambling, and it's usually some hillbilly with a darkened face, you know what I mean, behind a screen and a right? And all of a sudden, I don't trust it. Like the 5G thing, yeah?
Yeah.
You're happy to have 2G, happy to have 3G, happy to have 4G. I want faster internet. This is ridiculous. Why isn't my Tinder swiping right in, 0.2 seconds? It should be going faster than that.
Yeah.
Why can't I get this on demand? I need this. 5G? No. That's going to be, Bill Gates, who at one point controlled, what was it? I put up the tweet. Do you remember it? Hang on. I'm going to find this.
I don't use Twitter.
No,
I think I know what you're talking about, because he was in control of his foundation that was constantly donating to. He said like 5 years ago that something like this will happen. It's a thing that will happen, and we need to prepare for it.
Yeah. This is what I said.
Is that what you're talking about?
No. I tweeted this ages ago. I tweeted this on the 14th of August, yeah? Can't remember if I mentioned it on the last podcast, right? After trusting his software to control roughly 70% of the world for 30 years, yeah? Dude, in the peak of like the 90s and 2000s, Microsoft was literally in 70% of the world, man.
I'm surprised it's not more than that.
It was more, like, literally, man. But we're talking 30 years of dominance. Before Linux, before, like, all these other third parties started becoming bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one uses Macs for, like, finance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all Linux and all these other operating systems no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
Dude, 70% of the world, his computer program that he designed, 70%. Like, imagine that, man. Right? For 30 years, he banked over $100 billion in wealth, yeah? And he established a benchmark of philanthropy, right? The Bill and Melinda Gates?
Yeah.
Their charity has donated more money than anything, right?
Yeah.
Bill Gates, at age 65, who wants to enter his twilight years now, right? Age of retirement, where he stepped aside, he hasn't been involved in Microsoft for years.
He stepped back.
He's doing philanthropy. That's it.
Yeah.
In his twilight years, he wants to get you sick so that he can steal your TikTok videos. That's literally it. He controlled, because, he was powerless before that.
Yeah.
He controlled the world, man.
He was in control of the world.
Literally.
He's the closest thing to a king of the world we've ever had, I think.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Do you think he gives a shit about what's going on in your life, man?
He wants to. He wants to.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So about a year and a half ago, all right, there was on a Joe Rogan podcast. All right,
okay.
Peter Hotez.
How's that?
Oh, Hotez.
He is Peter Hotez, MD, PhD, is Dean of National School of Tropical Medicine. Anyway, this guy here was on this podcast, and Rogan was asking about vaccines. That's it. He's got. It was this thing basically where he was talking about, they had him on about tropical diseases. Like, I think I brought it up once, talking about third world diseases in first world countries.
Yeah, National School of Tropical Medicine.
Found in poorer areas, even though it's first world. And something that Rogan asked him was about vaccines and why there was such pushback against vaccines. And he brought up something like, he goes, it could be like because, they feel like they don't need to justify why you need a vaccine.
Yeah.
And there's like maybe one or two documentaries out there, and maybe a couple study articles that say vaccines are good. You should get a vaccine because this is what it does.
Yeah.
As opposed to the 100
negative
documentaries out there that say you don't need vaccines. Fear-mongering, social media and all that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the case of not enough money is being put in to educate people with documentaries to fight that 100 times more documentaries saying, like, basically,
how it works, what it does, the benefits of it.
Well, that's like, so left unchecked, misinformation.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more with that, honestly.
And so basically, that's what he said. It could be a possibility of that.
Yeah. Well, I think so.
What do you mean?
I think that you were tuned out completely.
Yeah, you were out completely.
Yeah.
So basically,
he was basically like summarizing that the fact that when Rogan asked, why people are so against vaccines, is that there's so much negative and so much fear mongering. There's so many videos online. There's so much hate about them. There's so much people like just absolutely trying to bring them down and say, it's not what you think and it's different and it's control. And there's only like one or two things saying this is what they do. This is why they're good.
From official sources.
From proper people, proper.
There's like one or two documentaries that exist that says what vaccines do, as
just
opposed
so much
to the
negative.
millions of documentaries and social media and internet and YouTube and videos just sitting on it basically and outweighing the positive.
The one thing I did notice, right, as in a trait, I tried to understand.
Just quickly, because since day one, I think the news, Channel 9, 7, 10, I think they've earned their money and their reward status at the next award ceremony, because they haven't done anything to actually educate the people.
Absolutely.
All they've done is fearmongered from day one.
Yeah.
So they've earned that status of, news hitting, we brought the news. Yeah, you scared the crap out of everyone. You deserve that logie.
Well, when was the last time someone probably went home and said, I need to turn on the news and check what's going on? And
they didn't actually sit down.
It has been that where you just need to fucking get on and check the news, check the websites, check the channels, check everything. And, they're probably just wanting the ad money.
They just want and so they're not on there to say, well, actually, no one actually sat down for an hour. They never sat down on a current affair to say, actually, let's go through coronavirus for an entire episode.
Do you know who?
Let's explain how it works.
I can only think of one person that's literally noted the fact that they should win an award for their coverage. Trump. Trump came out, everything he'd ever say to presser was, we've got the highest ratings. Who gives a shit about your ratings, man? You got 270,000 people dead. But that's literally all he had left to lead on when you go on Fox News. We got the best ratings. We got the best ratings last night. I heard Fox did tremendously. Like, who cares, man? But that, dude, ever since it became more and more apparent that Biden was going to be president-elect, Trump's disappeared. He's on the golf courses, or he's just disappeared altogether. He did his first presser today, literally lasted 60 seconds. Yeah. All he said was the Dow Jones has hit a record high number, and we're done. That's not even a joke. That's all. This is the President of the United States. Yeah? Nevertheless. One thing, I tried to look for a pattern. Because I was noticing on my social media especially, the people freaking, not even social media, people sort of started hitting me up, and I mentioned this in the last episode, people started hitting me up personally to see what I thought about the whole thing, testing the waters.
The virus?
Yeah.
The Rona.
Which way I was going to go. Yeah.
Which way?
And I just kept my mouth shut most of the time.
I go both ways. I mean, I'm impartial.
I was just looking at it, and okay, people were pushing buttons, saying more and more what they thought. I'm like, all right, I kept my mouth shut the entire time. Eventually I snapped. I'm like, nah, stuff this, man. Then I looked at common threads between all these people, and there was one thing, a few things, but a lot of things.
Trumpus erectus.
Yeah, they're all fans of Trump. Yeah. Yeah, but they don't know why they're fans of Trump. They just like Trump because he's different and provocative. I actually got into a whole thing. Dude, a guy we went to school with messaged me, I messaged him about something random the other day, and we started going on about the elections, and I didn't realize he was a Trumpist. Yeah? And he started talking about how it was a conspiracy, dead people are voting, all this crap. I'm like, dude, they've overturned every case that the Republicans have taken to court, 32, 33, 35, around there. Every case has been thrown out by Republican judges.
There are,
A lot of them that Trump himself appointed.
Yeah.
The judges are saying, you're bringing no evidence. Go away.
Yeah. One of them was
literally,
like that.
You're wasting our time. We've got a COVID pandemic. Just go away. One case they won. One victory was they want to stand closer to where the ballots were being counted. Instead of 10 feet, be 6 feet. They claimed that was the biggest victory of all time.
I honestly don't care.
Yeah.
I've kind of been paying attention a little bit. I have been paying attention. But that's that thing with how they was wanting to stand closer.
Yeah.
They were supposed to stand there.
This is the scary part, right? I'm sort of jumping across because I've got so many references I'm drawing from, right? But one of them, the guy we went to school with, he said that, I think he's a better president. Why are you laughing?
I want to know who it is.
I'll tell you. It was, I'll blip it out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. He goes, I think Trump's a better president. I'm like, how? Like, what's he done? He mentioned something about the economy. I go, he's done nothing. I go, dude, he sunk the economy. He gave tax cuts to the top 1%. The lower classes, the disparity between the lower class and the middle class is even bigger now, and the middle class and the higher class is even worse. I go, he's literally done jack. He skated on Obama's shit for the first year and a half, and then he just gave a bunch of tax breaks to try and boom some shit. Okay, the economy's done. Like, most unemployment rate, like, stats. We're not talking like what's perceived. We're talking about literally factual, following all the trends, everything all the way down the line. He just kept rabbiting on about that. Then he started talking about dead people voting. I go, dead people voting? He goes, yeah, they found it in Michigan. Here's a photo. He gave me some blurred picture of a guy. Look, you can Google the name. I go, yeah. They found it in Georgia. They found it in parts of Michigan where dead people had voted. They looked into it, and literally every case was a guy with the same name voted. And so if the guy taking the ballot down Google's John Smith, it's like, oh yeah, look, he died, 50 years ago. That's a different John Smith. There's another one where Fox News actually apologised because they came out saying a dead man is voted. I think it was in Georgia. I think it was in Georgia. I can't remember. Maybe Pennsylvania. They've kind of, let's say John Smith voted, but he's been dead for years. They go there. It was actually his widow that voted, but she's an older woman, and she voted under her legally married name, Mrs. John Smith. And they actually found her, and they had to apologise on air. Okay, dude, they've literally thrown out every single case of these dead people voting. No, it's fixed. Dude, have you heard the other one about... She was a member of the legal team, Operation Strike Force, yeah? Crackpot of idiots that are defending, taking the case to the courts. Some woman, they've all now distanced themselves because her conspiracy theories went far above and beyond. Dominion, the vote counting machines. She introduced a crackpot scheme that Dominion was built and programmed in Venezuela. Dude, Venezuela, literally made, orchestrated by Hugo Chavez, who's been dead since 2013. Yeah? Literally, the man's been dead for like 5-6 years. Yeah. It was orchestrated by him because he didn't like the way the votes went one time against him. So he made Dominion. He what's the word when you commission something? Yeah, he oversaw, and it's a scheme between the CIA, Venezuela, Cuba, possibly China, and someone in Europe. I can't remember who.
Well, it's not a conspiracy unless you don't throw China in there. So
yeah,
just for good measure.
Because
let's just throw Russia in there too.
Yeah, Russia. Because it's a communist plot orchestrated by the Democratic Party, Hugo Chavez, who's been dead for how many years, Cuba, China, Russia, and communists, and the CIA. The CIA is in cahoots.
It's always the communists,
dude. These are things people are buying into.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how can you be like? It's like the Rona just set in, and everyone just switched their ears off, and said, "Man,
could be maybe people they want the impossible to be possible."
Okay,
who knows?
This is what I figured
people
out.
Buying into it.
This is actually
losing their minds.
That's one of the best John Lovitz you've ever done.
The only thing I love, not that I love, but the thing that I actually like watching is when what's her name? The press secretary, McKenney. I actually like watching her just not take any of the reporters, like when they just kept digging her. It was good because she just wouldn't put up with their stuff. Like, all right, next. And she'd come out with a big folder, bang, and she'd just pull out stuff.
But dude, they didn't do a press conference for months. Dude, what president of the biggest country in the world? Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, I figured out a common thread between all of them.
Thank you for bringing that back.
I'm sorry, man.
What the fuck is going on here?
I could feel the dead voice, the silence coming over on this side.
No. Listen, we'll get to the end of this. Then we're having a break because I actually want some of that salami. All right, dude. Honestly, I looked at it.
You want some of this salami?
You are such a disgusting.
I'm trying real hard to keep contained. I know you are. I'm looking at that freaking, what's it called? Concrete. El Dorado.
What? It's not like he even applies it. He just smells it.
He's supposed to apply it.
Yeah, it's bee wax.
Where do you put it?
You just rub your finger on it, and then you just...
It's like a cologne for men.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to like a normal cologne.
Yeah, like a perfume.
Rub your finger on it, and then
Parfum.
Rub, on your
I don't know,
neck.
man. This is suspiciously creamy looking.
No, it smells nice, man. I'll give it
50-50. It's
this, seriously, when I smell this, it just reminds me of Mick.
Why?
Because that's like his scent, his musk.
His musk. give me another whiff.
Dirty Mexican.
Hang on.
I like it.
I reckon it's nice.
all right, yeah.
I actually have hair wax that smells similar to that. It reminds me of PPS hair wax from back in the day when I was like 17. Mick, what a reference.
Because it just does.
Why, you're a brute, man.
I don't know. It's just
You're a brute, like the green bottle of brute,
Yeah,
man.
man, that was the best.
My old man just got onto Brute.
It's about 50 years too late, man. He's got to go back to the 70s wearing like flares and like heels.
Been Nivea for like 50 years straight, so I'm surprised.
Really? Yeah, but your old man uses a straight razor.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Jeez.
He uses a straight razor.
Staunch.
Dude, I don't know anyone that uses a straight razor outside of barbers.
Yeah.
Even barbers don't do it anymore.
I tried it like, what, for a week, and like, nah.
Yeah.
Cut your own throat.
That's
like,
the
no
feeling
way.
you get, though. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, connect the dots, please. Connect my dots.
This is what I've taken from it,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not generalizing, I'm not pigeonholing anyone that I speak to personally, but this is across the board, right? I found a common thread between all of them. All of them were heavily involved in either personal training, fitness, and their social media accounts would reflect that, right? To either a business degree or just their personal identity.
You know what?
Or-
Wait, because I've got something to interrupt here as well.
Or personal vanity. Mm-hmm. That was a big thing. Mm-hmm. So it either connected to their PTing, their personal business, but vanity was involved as well.
See this?
Can we do something before we move on from that?
Yeah.
Just say if any of your experiences, which you probably wouldn't have any because you don't have social media, can connect any of those dots.
Yeah, I can. Not
you?
even
Which
through
ones?
social media.
Go, pick them out. Which
Gym?
ones? Gym, yeah.
Like personal
PT?
training, you said. Vanity.
Yeah.
Almost everything you just said, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, obviously, like,
No, because I'm
no, like, I was going to say, like, from work.
yeah.
Like, they're the
right.
people that give us the most grief.
Yeah.
Those people. Where's your mask? I don't, I'm exempt. Gym.
Yeah.
Local gym,
Yeah.
Local this, local that.
Yeah.
They're dressed up, but they don't want to cover up the face because they can't show it.
Dude, 100%, man. People that rely on their social
Yeah, you
media,
said that, yeah.
social media for either that endorphin hit or they're part of PTing, and that's a big deal to them. Dude, and that's the thing that annoyed me because I looked at it, I'm like, hang on, I've got a friend of mine who's a PT, okay, and we were kicking it when ISO first got announced, right? We're just hanging about, watching TV or whatever, and this is when, like, lockdowns are, like, starting from, within 24 hours, this is the hard thing, no gyms, no nothing. And she freaked out. She's like, what am I going to do? Because she's in hospitality and in personal training. So that's it. That's livelihood gone. And I said, can you go outside? She goes, yeah, I have done sessions outside. I go, so start some boot camps. I go, what do you need, some cones? She goes, yeah, and just some free weights. I go, man, I went into my studio, grabbed my free weights that I had, gave them to her. I go, there you go. That'll get you started until you can, pull up some. She goes, oh my God, like, brilliant.
They're looking for the connections that's preventing their world from existing.
Literally,
Yeah,
man.
that's where I'm... Yeah.
And then I thought, well, hang on, she's in hospitality and she's in PTing, but she has not buckled away like anyone. Like, she's persevered. And I thought about it. What's different between her?
Tim was her saviour.
No, I'm not her saviour, you idiot. I just gave her an idea.
You gave her weights. All those other dipsticks, I can't find any weights.
No. And I thought about it. I go, no, do you know what the difference was? Because then she started doing Zoom, like, classes and all types of stuff and just found, like, a whole different avenue, right? All the other people, I can say personally about her, she's not vain. In any way. She makes fun of herself the most. She's always in, like, just, gym gear and, like, never, like, dolled up.
Yeah.
I think I've had dinner with her, like, out once, like, in the last 6 months, and I hadn't seen her dressed up, like, in age. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, geez, I go, like, scrub up all right. Like, because I'm always whenever I've seen her, she's always in, like, hoodies and, like, you know what I mean? Not vain at all, takes a piss. But everyone else, extremely vain people, self-conscious about that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And that's their whole brand.
Yeah.
So when you do something like take away a gym where they live and, they get their hit every day, then you take away the vanity part where you got to force them to cover up their face, not go outside, not be able to flaunt anything, or just be stuck doing something they don't want to be doing. Dude, there you go.
But, I mean, like, for me, like, from what I've seen, what I've experienced this year, it's more like the vanity style of things, but not so much like gym junkie vanity. It's more like, I drive a nice car, or, I live in a nice rental apartment, because, and that sort of vanity. Not like, I'm fit.
Not personal
Usually
vanity,
they're more fat sort of thing, right? And, They're either Greek, vanity,
Standard.
or religious. All of my religious friends are like heavily promoting it. Heavily, like, don't wear a mask. Don't
Oh no, but
conform
that's
to
the
this.
Greek. That's the Greek ignorance.
That falls into the Greek, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the difference, man. They're getting their feeds from all their idiot relatives.
Yeah.
That don't read. They don't
That's
do
my
anything.
link. Yeah.
You can still be religious. You can still have faith, but still have a fucking brain.
Yeah.
That's the difference,
Which
man.
you would think would be which is the most ironic thing too, because like being like for people being religious, it's all about the other, not the. Being religious,
I know what you're trying
I
to
love
say.
when you're stumped. You almost take a knee for a second. Let
Like,
your
think
brain
about
catch
other
up.
people, right? Is it what-
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about the other person,
Yes,
like
respecting them,
the other
taking
person.
care of, make sure you don't get them sick. And
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so
what's the thing? Respect thy neighbour.
That's right.
That's it. That's all it's about.
Yeah. Do it, like do unto others that you want unto you.
Yeah,
Alright? That's basically it. I find like mind blowing and like
Yeah.
basically like ironic and hilarious.
Yeah.
Because these people, it's true. Like you're seeing a lot of like people that are religious doing this, and like,
Do you know why? Because a lot of it, and this isn't just a theory. This is an ongoing argument. Well, not an ongoing conversation. I just sort of took a step back from and just said, yeah, cool. That's how it is. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Right? Not I agree, but like, yeah, cool. I concur. Sweet. Is because of the 5G thing.
Yeah.
They got convinced. The Greeks.
I've heard this as well. This has
Yeah.
pissed me fucking off.
From years ago, they said the Act of Revelations was going to start from being branded with the barcode and the
Yeah.
number of the beast and all that sort of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So 5G is an extension of that.
Oh my God. All I heard from 5G, like 2 years ago, was that they were concerned because it was too powerful and it might cause cancer.
Yeah.
That's all I heard.
The
2 years ago.
microwaves are fine.
Nothing
yeah?
about mind control, nothing about branding, nothing. It was just about, it's maybe too strong to put in a phone right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll wait a couple years, see how it goes, and then we'll find something to prevent the radiation a
Yeah.
bit better. That's all.
You know what the irony is, man? A lot of the same people that are like anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers, all that sort of shit. You know, I'm not fucking any of that crap. They're also like not habitual, recreational drug users.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, hang on. So you got no problem having cut up coke from like some random in an alleyway, but you're not going to have it
rat
in medicine?
poison?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not even a joke, man.
Dude, I like without naming names, right? Without naming names, because I'm holding back because I really didn't even think we were going to get into this because
I didn't
I
want
was
to.
going to fire shots so hard, but without naming names,
Cross the
okay?
bow.
People are like just pushing. Every day I see it. People are pushing this that device, that tracking device that's going in the vaccine.
Yeah.
You're going to have it for life.
It's a
And
science-
they can push a button from anywhere on the planet and give you a heart attack and you die. All right, they have it planned.
Yeah, I mean,
Like The Shining.
If Bill Gates, right? It's Bill Gates.
it's Bill Gates.
If Bill Gates wanted to do that, the apple
don't
that
know
you
why.
take from the supermarket, right? Anything that you put in your body, the water, the drinking water, will have it already in there.
Yeah.
They're not going to make you go and get an injection, which people half the time don't even want to do already, and put it in there. It's going to be anywhere you want. I probably sat down on one and I didn't even realise. It's gone right up me.
It's right in there.
Get in there.
Yeah, Neil. The thing that's hilarious is people are so worried about like that, their privacy, this and that. Like the simple fact is, do you have a bank card? Do you
phone?
have a loyalty card?
Do you have a
Do you have a
smartphone?
smartphone?
Have you used Google?
They already know what toilet paper you use to wipe your ass.
Yeah.
What more do they need to know?
That's what, man. I was helping some relos. I'm gonna get myself in
Enough
trouble
said,
here.
done.
I was helping my relos.
Enough said.
Relos.
With Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
I got it,
I'm
yeah.
going to shoot myself in the foot here. I know I'm going to cop this. But I was helping some relos with their social media, and they said, "Oh, don't put my mobile number in there." And I was like, "They already know it." They're like, "No, we've never put it in there before." I'm like, "They already know it." If you've used the internet in any, have you used your phone? Have you used the internet on your phone? Because their phone has the number there. It has everything on your phone. People don't understand how shit works.
He no longer talks to that family member.
I can't. Honestly, I can't. You know what? I'm getting to this point where you don't want to wear a mask, you don't want to get a vaccine, you don't want to social distance. Go out and die. And I'll be happy. Like, it's just getting to that point where I'm wanting these people to go out
This
and
is
get
the point.
sick.
You just nailed it right in the head. They don't know how shit works, yeah?
Yeah.
But that's the point. They don't know how it works. They don't care to know how it works. If you tell them tell me, how does it work? Oh, I don't know. I've got no idea.
Conspiracy. It doesn't
It's
exist.
a conspiracy. But, yeah. But they've got no idea how anything
Yeah.
works, but someone else explained it to them. They don't want to hear an explanation of actual fact, the way it's been for X amount of years. But like I said, they're happy to drive a car. They're happy to turn the... How come you're still using the tap water, man?
Yeah.
Don't you think
Exactly.
if the government wanted to kill you, they could have just poisoned the water?
They're already putting stuff in the water, right? Like, we already have fluoride going in the water.
We've covered fluoride many, many times on this podcast.
I haven't heard that. What have you... What was the conclusion there?
We're fucked. That's it. It's never going away.
It's never going away.
It's like everyone just wants to believe in something that's not there.
The thing that I find hilarious is you're someone who's compromised with breathing. You're asthmatic.
Asthmatic, yeah.
Okay.
I've got a compromised immune system because of asthmatic. Yeah.
Do you wear a mask?
Every day.
Okay.
I wear it to sleep.
You know what the hilarious thing is? I find this funny. People, no mask. They come in. Oh, do you need a mask? Oh no, I'm exempt. Okay. We can't ask them for.
Yeah.
You can't ask for proof. I don't see why you can't. And basically, then the thought comes: all right, well, if you're exempt because you therefore have a breathing problem, wouldn't you be more vulnerable to getting this thing and dying more quickly than anybody else?
Yeah.
So therefore, you should have a mask.
Yeah, absolutely.
More than anyone else.
Yeah.
You should have a gas mask from World War I.
Gas mask.
The guy I live with has one lung. Yeah, he's got one working lung.
The
And he's an
plague doctor's
asthmatic.
with the beak.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that's my favourite shit ever. I
It's
swear.
one of the most iconic
plague
images.
doctors.
Yeah.
Walking
I
around
love
Southland with one of those beaks.
There has been. People are wearing them, yeah. That's in America.
All the steampunks coming out.
But you should like
doctors are the
GP
best.
now making house visits.
I was thinking about the plague doctor thing, man.
Yeah.
Do you know why they wore that beak?
Yeah, it had herbs in the front.
Herbs
of it.
in the
Just
front.
for the smell,
Yeah, they thought that was going to...
But apparently, there were, without knowing, there were things that by doing that, it kind of helped a little bit.
Yeah, just the fact that they were keeping a barrier between them.
Yeah.
The idea
the
was that it stops or grabs the particles. So they had some idea of what was going
Why
on.
did it look like a beak, though? That's quite
Because it was further away from their face, so that the
that's
particles
why,
wouldn't reach.
Yeah.
Dude, that's genius,
so
honestly.
you're-
It's an old school
Your housemate.
mask.
Sorry, I cut you off.
one lung. Asthmatic.
I didn't know
Bad
you had a
asthmatic.
housemate.
Yeah, man. I've got 3 of them.
Oh, the cat.
5 of them, including the cat and the dog. Let's not go there.
It's a happy family at his house.
Oh, we're going to get on to why you can't have salami. Later.
What do you mean you can't have salami? Oh, the bread!
Oh, bread.
Shit, but we've got a lot to catch up on.
I know, man. We're worrying too much about this Rainer.
Alright, keep going.
No, and he's got
I mean, it's
one
not
lung.
that important.
He had a collapsed lung, right? And he's been functioning on one lung ever since, okay? And he's pretty bad asthmatic. He's one of those people that if the thunderstorms happen, the asthma, he cops it really bad. Risk of dying.
Yeah.
He's bad. He wears a mask. He can't go up the stairs without... like, he can't do the stairs,
Why do I
right?
feel like you're laughing at him every time he does that?
I am, because I'm the one at the stairs, mate. You want to get past?
You are such a
You want
dog.
to get past? Go back down. But he wears a mask everywhere. Every step he takes out, like as soon as he leaves that house, it's on.
Yeah.
He's not exempt. He should be. He's one of the people that I've seen other people. Nah, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm exempt. Well, you're speaking fast. You're walking around without breathing heavily. Like, what are you exempt for? You being an asshole? Like,
I went to dinner on Friday night. Yeah, had drinks with a few friends. Then I met up with another mate who said she was exempt. And I said, "Where's your mask?" "I'm exempt." "Why?" "Anxiety."
what?
I go, I've got anxiety. I go, and I'm an asthmatic as well. I'm not exempt.
Oh, talking about anxiety. It came out, you know, those companion dog animals?
Yeah.
Because you have anxiety.
Oh, right.
Yeah, what do they call them?
The service dogs.
Service dogs.
Yeah.
Service dogs,
They
yeah.
found out that like 80% of service animals are illegal. Like they're not actual service animals. They're just using the excuse of it's a service animal.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because they wear the vest saying service and whatever.
Yeah, it's
and
just like,
fake
because
it.
I have anxiety, so
I've done it
therefore I
before.
have a llama on a plane.
A llama.
Yeah.
You've seen that video.
A llama.
Yeah.
A llama.
And it's come out as like almost all of these aren't aren't real and viable service animals.
Yeah.
They're just people making up crap,
The
printing
chances
up their
are-
own papers and
What
everything.
do you reckon, right? Let's see how we think. I think if they're legitimately blind, right,
Yeah.
because that's the big one, that's 100%.
Of course.
If they have some kind of serious, like you can't really function without the use of your ears or mouth or something that's pretty
I
severe.
think if your vision
then
or
it's legit.
sensory
sensory,
deprived, like deficient, like disabled,
it's full on.
fair enough.
But everything else?
Everything underneath those first 5
Rubbish.
senses,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Rubbish.
I agree.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think it's completely lying. They're all lying for sure.
I think those are people that didn't get enough first place ribbons.
Speaking of anxiety, now this is clicked, right?
They all got, what would you call it?
The second place.
Participation.
No, they got second place.
No.
They're out of the world. I got second. Oh, it's not first. Anxiety, though.
Oh, cool.
What was that in bringing up? You're not first, you're last.
Right? People hyperventilate. People hyperventilate, right? Don't they grab a bag and breathe into the bag so they can control their breathing?
What it does is
wouldn't
the carbon...
mask
It
be the
regulates
same-
your breathing.
No. The paper bag, it's a paper bag specifically, man. Carbon dioxide.
Yeah, but people are saying they can't breathe through the mask. That's why they can't wear the mask, right?
Yeah.
That's rubbish, man.
So that's the same as a paper bag, isn't it?
Yeah, but the mask doesn't... the paper reacts differently to carbon dioxide. Like, don't quote me on it. The mask itself is an actual barrier.
Yeah, but I'm saying it would help, wouldn't it? Because you're recycling your own air.
No.
Isn't that what the carbon dioxide is
different,
when
man.
you exhale?
The fabric's different. When you blow
I
a
didn't
bag,
think it was about
I've
fabric.
used the bag before, man. When I had asthma attacks as a kid, it actually it expands and retracts.
Yeah, it controls your breathing.
Yeah,
Because
look, man, I'm an asthmatic. The mask can get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. It can if I'm feeling sort of a bit chesty. It does get a bit uncomfortable, but it's not enough.
You are a chesty sort of girl.
You're an idiot. So, actually, you want to know what? See this T-shirt? It's actually a woman's T-shirt.
This is a woman's t-shirt too.
Yeah, dude.
This is from Coles.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
bought this at Docklands Super Dry. I saw it up hanging on the thing, and it was like $30 for $30
Oh,
a
one of
t-shirt.
those, yeah.
And I'm like, I want that, and it was like up on the thing. And the girl's gone up, pulled it down. She's, what size do you want? I get large, you know. Oh, it's only women's sizes. I'm
Out of
like,
curiosity, what size is that in a woman's?
it's the biggest one you can get.
So, does it have numbers or just like large?
I don't know, man. What does it say?
And just at
Take it off.
18, 14, 46. 18,
Take it off.
14, 46.
Why?
What size do women use here in Australia?
I have no idea.
I got no idea.
Eight
UK?
is like a...
Like, is it UK, US, Europe?
No, it's both.
I think it's
all of it.
US, I think.
But yeah.
So, just like Dim is a size 14 lady.
You're a big
You're
lady.
a fucking idiot.
I'm just saying.
No, but we're
It's a
just
women's
saying.
top. I'm just wondering.
No, but you wouldn't know. Like, dude,
No, you wouldn't. I
When
look
I
at it.
said, she goes, "Oh, it's a woman's top." I go, "Bring it down." She goes, "Are you sure?" Dude, do I look like I'm kidding? Like, it's a t-shirt. Like, seriously?
Yeah, I
Like, we're
agree.
not gender defying anything here, man.
Dim's gonna, just like, you might question yourself after this.
Yeah, who am I?
I feel chesty.
When I walk out of the shop holding the bag, it's like, I need to be alone. I need to go for a walk.
I didn't realise how smooth the t-shirt was.
Nevertheless, what
Just
was
see
it?
him the next day, he's like dyed it purple, he's got like a little moustache.
I've tied it up.
He's got the frilly...
Dude, I've tied it up past my stomach. It's like a crop top now. A midriff. No, what were we saying before? Like, you're an idiot. Something about anxiety, asthma.
Yeah, anxiety,
Yeah.
breathing.
Yeah. Like,
using masks,
I
but-
feel chested out. Like sometimes, right? It's when it's warmer and
Yeah.
I actually am feeling congested, right? The thing is so many people have said to me, like, they use the same excuse, I'm exempt. Why? I'm an asthmatic. No, you're not. Like, you're not actually an asthmatic.
You're just
Dude,
unfit with poor lung capacity.
yeah, or whatever. Even if you're not, and you're just using it, you're lying.
You carry
You're
the Ventolin.
claiming you have asthma to stop wearing a mask.
Do you carry
Yeah.
Ventolin?
Like, does that make you any more? Yeah, I do, usually.
Most people do, right?
Yeah,
But
usually
and
I
if
do.
they can't produce the ventilator,
I've
then...
got one in my car. I've got one in my desk at work.
Yeah.
I think I've got one in my bag
did
here.
you get affected by those storms? Did you feel them? Or not feel them, but
Sometimes. But
Okay.
I'll be honest, like I said this on the last podcast, mentally I've been in the best state of mind I've ever been over the last 6 months, despite the whole, everything. Despite everything that's going on, uncertainty, like blah, 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 mentally I've been in the best place because I've done a big cull.
Yeah.
Right? Big cull, changed a lot of things about my life. And normally, I'd get sick, like during winter.
Yeah.
Just being an asthmatic.
I know, man.
I have not gotten sick.
Yeah.
I haven't been sick in a
Yeah,
year.
the transition, I get sick of that transition
Yeah.
too, yeah.
Talking about colds, man, like, it literally, like, same thing, no one's gotten sick because no one's, like,
Yeah. I mean, you're
no
not
one's
going
coming
out.
here to bring it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Man, that's, yeah.
it's mental health.
I love
man.
it.
It's
the
mental
best.
health.
I've been so happy as well. I can't agree with you more, man. I've
Yeah.
been the happiest I've ever been this year. I wish we could just carry on like this. Go back into ISO, I swear. Just
Yeah,
let
but
me
you
be.
that's you, but man, like you live in ISO anyway.
Exactly.
You just can't be seen.
No, but when people
what,
are
are
like-
what are you doing, Andy? Nothing. No, yeah.
But think of it this way: like when people are like, "Oh, I've got nothing to do," and they're so boring, and it's like, well, people like got kids saying this, and you're like, "Oh, I can't do anything with kids," and then then, like, you talk to them and they're like, oh, I'm sick of the kids. And I'm like, so you can't do anything with the kids, or you don't want to do anything with the kids? Because it sounds like you don't.
Yeah. I've heard that so many times
It's so annoying. Go and play with your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had to go a lot of people, man, because I'm like, hang on, man. Like, whether it's like a couple living together, it's like, man, I can't be bothered being it, la la la. Or like a family that I know, it's like, oh, it's just so hard with the kids and this and that. Like, man, I live alone, man. I live alone. I live alone. Like, for the first month or two, couldn't have anyone over.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it must be really hard coming home and having dinner with your,
Exactly.
your family, like your spouse and your 3 kids.
Yeah.
It must be really hard.
Dude, it's been the happiest like, I've never spent so much time with my missus, and I can't be more happy about it, honestly.
No, but like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, man, put it into perspective. There are how many thousands of people in hospital right now?
Yeah.
Go to America, there's 270,000 people dead.
I've never felt more sorry for, like, my relos, you know, like, if they've lost, like, an uncle or an auntie.
Yeah.
I've sort of felt so bad for them, but I've actually, like, for the first time in my life, put my hand up and said, like, hey, you guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
I've never done that, man, to be honest with you. Like, there's always people around for them, but at the moment, I feel bad.
Just out of curiosity, you know how they had that nursing home that was predominantly like lots of Greeks there?
Yeah.
Anybody related or know of anyone from there?
No.
No one that I know. No. We didn't lose that many people here. Like,
No, just because remember in the that it was that nursing home where they were like, oh, they died like a week ago, and they said, oh no, she's alive.
I know, like, some...
And it was like a mostly Greek. It was a Greek nursing home.
Trust the Greeks to fuck the numbers
Oh,
up,
no,
man.
you know what?
If you know anyone,
we
that was from
know
there that
someone.
passed away.
Not me personally. I know one that did pass away, but I don't know them. My parents know them, and I got told from the parents. Yeah.
No, I don't know anyone. Anyway, alright, I think we should cut away from Rona.
I thought we were still...
No,
away from
Rona.
that.
Rona.
Okay.
We still need to discuss his bread thing.
Oh, yes.
And we still need to talk... we have a brackets in English as well.
Yes.
Are you
We
serious?
have
You
a
want to go
bracket.
ahead with the bracket?
Hey, mate, it's still early, man. What are you worried about? You got to catch a bus somewhere.
Alright, this is what I propose. I propose we take a 5-10 minute break, get outside of this room because I'm starting to sweat.
Hey, I'm actually quite
you're
comfortable.
just starting to
You got
sweat.
2 fans on ya!
Well, you know, you got to...
You're a dog,
I have a plethora of subjects, Tim. What would you like to talk about?
You know what he's scrolling through his Crusader Kings notes, and he's like, what can we talk about from here?
Dead. Dungeon, dead. Betrothed, dead. Crusade, dead.
Did you know...
Wait, wasn't this after the break?
Tell us, oh great bard.
Did you know that pederasty has now been legalised in California?
I'm sorry, what's the word?
What?
What's the word?
Pederasty.
What's that?
It's same-sex pedophiles will receive a lesser sentence now than a heterosexual one.
Why?
I'm sorry, for committing a crime.
So, a same-sex pedophile
Right.
who has sex with a consensual person under the age will now receive a lesser sentence than a heterosexual
Why?
person.
Being gay is an excuse.
Well, it's SB 145. Look it up.
I'm telling you, people are losing their minds. With that thing recent with the rape victims, you know? That was
what?
how rape victims can't share their stories anymore.
That was ages ago. Now they've just come out and say they can. They're pushing the
they
laws.
changed it.
No,
What's that?
It's been... Rape victims were silenced by law.
Okay.
Like, they couldn't share their story with media at any point.
Okay.
And anyone that's been sexually assaulted or whatever came out, like leagues of like people, like victims for years have come out saying, this is ridiculous. We want to share our story to, like, you know...
Are we talking pre-trial or post-trial?
Both.
Mostly post, though.
I agree.
Mostly
I agree. Pre-trial definitely, like, don't bring it out because
It's evidence.
It's evidence. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It creates bias.
Post.
Go for it.
It was mainly post. to be fair.
Post. It was post, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But now they've just started changing laws. Tasmania was the
I
first.
mean, who the hell thinks of that shit, though? Like, what kind of messed up human being says
The same
you
people
can't
that-
speak
the same
of?
people that-
Or you go to jail. Mind you, they were facing jail
Well, they
time.
put, what's his name? The news guy in jail because he named that guy. What's his name?
Darren Hinch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He
Darren
went
Hinch
in
was
jail.
all for an open sex register. So yeah, and he did like 2 months or something. Hinch. Is he still alive? He's still alive.
He's
isn't
still alive, I think.
Yeah.
He was like the death stalker.
been
Yeah,
quiet,
like
though. He's been real quiet.
liver
Yeah.
cancer or something.
Yeah. Anyway,
Did you know now that Yelp will now list your business as racist if it is perceived to be racist?
That is insane.
okay, the perception's in the eye of the beholder. Like,
Yeah, that's
But
insane.
they have started that.
Really?
I mean, who the
Yes.
hell uses Yelp anyway?
So
right?
if anyone
what? So
says...
you got like a racist meter, like a clan hat that just gets
so
bigger.
this business is perceived to be racist. If anyone leaves a review...
Yeah, I was going to say, you can have a race,
And
like, like a customer from a different race, and if they have a bad experience and say you're racist because I'm black or whatever, you're fucked.
Surely that's up to be contested though. Like,
well, I don't know.
You can't just leave.
Trolls immediately hijack it.
Yeah, I bet. Oh,
that's ridiculous.
I'm so happy to hear that. They can change that real quick now.
Did you know? No. Did you know?
We need this as a running theme. John's, did you know?
Did you know?
John's spurious fact.
This is where I just walk out of the room. Let him keep going. Just let him go through the list. Did you know that Anthem is currently $2?
It is.
At EB, and that's 50% off.
What?
It's 50%.
$2.
Wait, is it $1? 50% off from $2? Something like that.
What, like a physical copy? You don't even get the money back on the actual physical cover.
They're like too expensive for toilet paper.
They're pushing that it's 50% off. It's half price. It's like $2.
How is it $2? And you all thought I was crazy, huh? Who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now?
Good luck to him. Anthem 2.0.
Did you know? What would you like to know about them?
I want to know more about the salami in the fridge.
Do you know the McCloskeys?
Who?
The McCloskeys.
McCloskeys?
Yeah. That was that married couple that during the riots in America.
Oh, with the guns.
Yeah.
The AR and the handgun.
Did you hear about what happened with them, though?
Yeah.
They've been indicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they've been indicted. But the funny part is they were freaking speakers at the Republican convention.
Oh, were they? I didn't know that.
Do you know who were the speakers at the Republican convention? Like, the Democrats had, like Obama, some leading scientists, some judges, like all types of shit, yeah? The GOP had, like, Scott Baio, the My Pillow guy, that couple there, that other teenager that was that part of that school where the Native American was banging the drum in his face.
Yeah.
Like, just total random, like Kid Rock. Kid Rock was at the GOP.
Well, I mean, that's justified. It's
bar with the bar, the bang, diggy. My name is Kid. What the hell, man?
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock, what a gun, man.
What is he now? How old is he?
He's probably in his pushing 50s.
At least more.
Hang on,
So, all right, check this out. This family, this couple, the McCloskeys, which is hilarious. So they were caught holding an AR and a pistol. All right, rioters came to their house suburb. They came out holding guns. They got arrested, which I found something out too in America, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
They have different laws for protecting your house.
Yes. Yeah.
So this couple came out with the handguns, all right, guns and that. They arrested them. They took the guns. They disassembled the guns, all right. And on request of the DA, okay, this is fair income because this couple, they knew those guns didn't work.
Okay.
They were non-functioning guns because they had been used as props for something.
Yeah.
They purposefully left something out in the trigger.
Yeah.
So it couldn't be fired.
Yeah, the safety
whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was basically
the firing pin, whatever.
It had to be disassembled and then reassembled to make it fireable.
Yeah.
The DA got the police to disassemble it, make it fireable, and then reassemble it and say now it's dangerous. They were using like dangerous weapons.
Wait, but there's a record of that?
Yeah. There's a record of the police actually saying we don't want to put them back together because they're non-fireable.
But if there's a record of it, why would they do it if they're going to get busted?
Because the DA said do it or lose your job.
So did everyone just lose their job anyway?
No, they've reassembled it.
I feel like there should be a follow-up to this.
Well, they've basically been indicted and the DA's been indicted.
So it's ongoing?
Yeah.
So then what's the possible outcome then? What does that mean?
Well, they lied.
This DA will probably lose his job and
it's planting, right? It's planting evidence.
Yeah,
it's planting evidence. Yeah, but at the same time, the couple had full intent.
No,
because they knew the guns didn't work.
Yeah, and plus they never actually pointed the guns.
Yeah, they just kind of went.
Did they pointing them, man? There's photos of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then,
I watched the video. But
like you said, like intent. If they know it doesn't work, then there's no intent.
Yeah.
But so apparently, according to in America, they got different laws. So it's called like castle doctrine.
Yeah, I know there's king of the castle. Yeah,
like retreat.
Yeah,
retreat thing. So like
stand your ground.
Yeah, stand
your ground. I know stand your ground.
Like the ones at a castle means you can pull your gun out straight away. You're on my territory. I can shoot you.
Yeah.
That's just straight up.
To be fair, I kind of like.
Yeah. Well, then you got the retreat, which I think is New York.
You get sued.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
By the person that you shoot.
No.
Yes.
If the person breaks into your house and poses to be a threat to you, then you can do whatever you want.
But then you have to take into account reasonable force.
Yeah.
Like the guy that broke in with a knife and the guy beat the shit out of him and they said they actually charged the guy who defended his house and said, he went too far.
There are laws, there have been cases and stuff like that, but at the same time, they are still urban legends where they just keep getting like compounded on. Does it make sense?
Yeah, but the recent ones don't.
Well, no.
Like that guy that got broken into last year, man. At the end of last year,
Okay.
there was a guy locally here, not locally, but in Melbourne. His house got broken into one night. Guy pulled a knife. He was high on meth.
Yeah.
And he beat the shit out of the guy with the knife, and the cops charged him. Well, I don't know who charged him, but someone charged him because he beat the shit out of the guy. Too beyond
Beyond a reasonable.
Yeah.
No, well, if you're putting his head on the ground in the concrete and stopping
No, it's in his house. He was on carpet, I'm sure.
just waiting for intruders.
I think it's stupid. I think
Door
you should
wide open.
You should be able to defend. I mean, the guy had a knife, man.
No, I agree 100%. If you had kids or whatever.
Yeah, he had kids, yeah.
Yeah, no, you go to, mate. I told you my old man used to patrol the street with his rifle, man.
Did you know 4 infant babies died that needed heart surgery?
When?
During the lockdown. Because doctors couldn't go, because they couldn't travel interstate because of travel restrictions, and these babies were from Adelaide. So 4 babies died because they weren't allowed to travel to Victoria and get heart surgery.
Yeah, it's sad.
Question for you. Speaking of babies,
Yeah.
you have a baby,
Yeah.
severely disabled.
Yeah.
It's going to be disabled for its whole life.
Okay.
Doctor says, what do you want to do?
What am I going to...
What do you do with the kid?
That's a hard choice.
That there, Billy, is time for the break. Hey, honestly, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten dinner.
Salami.
Can we, take a break, open that door, just get these headphones
I'll
off
get
for
my
a bit?
pants
I don't know, man. I'm just really comfortable.
Fuck off! I'm moving that fan! That fan's
Yeah,
coming
alright.
down. Fuck off, we're taking a break.